Prescott Van Meyer III, sommelier from home. Today's episode, Liquid Death, which is just sparkling water in a can. Anyways, so Liquid Death, they are very aggressive with their marketing campaign. They want to murder your thirst. Murdering your thirst with Swiss Alp water. Before we get into the review, I just want to get something off my chest. YouTube recently got rid of the dislike button. And I'll be honest, it felt a little bit like a penalty to me. Because I know my numbers. And my numbers of the ratio of likes to dislikes was, yeah, I was top tier. I was a 1%er. So just to clarify, you can still dislike videos, but they're just not published. Which is good in some ways. I don't have to see Abby and Phoebe constantly hitting the dislike button on every new video. Or Dean, when he was alive. Well, speaking of not living, Liquid Death. Nice campaign they have running here. Really want to murder your thirst. But since it's from the Swiss Alps, it's going to be a very neutral way of murdering your thirst. You know? A non-standing army way. A let's protect the Pope way. The Swiss do have an army, but their only job is actually to protect the Pope. So it's just weirdness. And they also have vast reserves of chocolate. I would hate to go to war with my machine gun loaded with chocolate fudge. Some armies have nukes, some have Toblerone. I wouldn't want to get one of those in the eye. But speaking about the product, Liquid Death, I mean, their packaging and their marketing is such a unique part of this product. They really put a lot of thought, a lot of effort into making sure that our marketing stays on point with each and every can that they have. We got Liquid Death, we got skull kind of melting away. Maybe it's the skull of a White Walker. Remember how Game of Thrones was a big thing? Season 8 happened and now nobody talks about it? Well, I brought it up. They got this whole story here. This infinitely recyclable can, they say. Aluminum is infinitely recyclable, so I do support that 100%. What does it say? When a group of teenagers set off into the mountains for a weekend of drinking regular water in plastic bottles, they became hunted by an aluminum can of mountain water that was dead set on murdering their thirsts and recycling their souls. Gets a bit satanic at the end there, but I understand what they were going for. Again, this is just water, but the marketing is very intent on making you feel unsafe. What makes me feel unsafe is Aunt Karen's daughter, who I was told should not mention her name. Don't put my name on your lips, boy. Anyways, when she was drinking, quite aggressively, she gave herself the nickname Liquid Death, quite apropos of her personality shift. In fact, she tried to sue Liquid Death in court, saying it was her nickname. And get away from it, boys. But the court did not see any legal merit to her arguments. Now, she thought because it was civil court she was in, it was okay. But the criminal courts knew she was coming to the docket, so they were waiting for her. Anyways, I feel like I'm talking about her too much, and I want you to know the family loves you. Do they have YouTube in jail? Those are some people who would like to use the dislike button. Criminal reform, we need it badly. Anyways, looking at this can here. So this is the sparkling water. The other variety is a white can. It has the still water, non-sparkling. So it's up to your preference what you want. I grabbed the sparkling today. I wanted a little bit of a party in my mouth. So let's open it up and I guess smell it. Is it a party or a homicide? Or is it a party that turns deadly? Oh wait, a party that turns deadly? That's Four Loko. The old variety, the illegal ones you can still get in Mexico. So I understand that some people actually get this melted skull tattooed onto their body. That's how hardcore fans they are of Liquid Death, which is strange. I don't see a lot of Topo Chico or Dasani tattoos floating around the internet. You do see a few people, you know, with characters on their bodies that just say water, but that's because they thought it meant life, and they're idiots. Literally, every language is accessible to you today, so no more excuses. If you got baked beans across your lower back in Chinese characters, that's on you. All right, well, let's open it up and give this sparkling water a smell, like we normally do. Good sound. Smells very clean. Smells a little deadly. Smells like a trend that is building momentum all the way to unicorn status. This has got to be an NFT somewhere, right? A non-fungible token? Fundable or fungible? I still don't get it, and I never will. Well, let's take a look at this water in a cup. Got a nice uniformity of the sparkles going on the glass there, so that's really good. For those of you concerned, Spittoon is here today, but we will not be using their services. Just gonna swallow. It's water. So, no different than from the can. I mean, I do have a little bit more sense of impending existential dread in the glass, but I think we all know where that comes from. How depressed I am. I mean, the uniformity of the bubbles is great. I've had sparkling water from Versailles, from halfway around the world, really from all over the world. And I gotta say, this uniformity of carbonation, it's up there with the best of them. Good job, Liquid Death. You made bubbles. Of course, I'm not doing that much these days. You know, when you go to restaurants, they ask you if you want sparkling or still. I just ask for tap. With some sugar packets and some extra lemons. Make my own lemonade there at the table. You've heard of tableside guac. Well, this is tableside lemonade that you don't have to pay for. When restaurants give you lemons, you make tableside lemonade and put the rest in your pockets for later. That vitamin C shouldn't go to waste. All right, well, let's go on to the tasting. Very crisp, very clean. Yes, my existential dread is flaring up. Can't believe that I'm most likely more than halfway to death. Yeah, life expectancy these days is actually going backwards. Can you believe that? Let me really try to find some notes in here though. Something minerally about that, either from very, very old ice caps in the Swiss or from a long dead hiker. I feel like I should be getting angry or maybe rocking out in some mosh pit, but I'm here in Dalton's parents' kitchen and I'm pretty angry about that. I told Dalton to bring me some snacks and there's nothing here, nothing but rat food, by which I mean rat poison. There's a lot of Szechuan chicken lean cuisines in the freezer. A lot of them. So, been going to town on those. And a 10th Szechuan chicken lean cuisine, I don't think I'd be able to keep it down. With all that sodium, this Liquid Death is quite refreshing. It is murdering my thirst. That was a pathetic belch, wasn't it? I remember Abby used to tell me I couldn't belch like a man. I always belched like a 7-year-old boy. No, I recorded myself belching once and listened to it, and she nailed it. Little 7-year-old Kool-Aid belch. Trying to belch the ABCs, but only making it to B. You know, I'll be honest, I'm getting a little bit of nostalgia. It's kind of taking me back to Busch Light. Only in a way, this has like more flavor. It's more present as a drink. I don't know how that's possible. I mean, it says there's no alcohol in here, it's just water, but I feel like if I had 6 or 7 of these, I'd have a bigger buzz than Busch Light. I mean, whereas this murders your thirst, I feel like Busch Light kind of gives your thirst a paper cut. A paper cut you don't even notice. Doesn't draw blood. The very, very, very top layer of dead skin. Whereas Busch Light was the mountain water with a little bit of deer pee in it, this is just mountain water. And if any deer pee got in it, then Liquid Death got it out. Mountain water without deer pee. New slogan, Liquid Death. Well, they wouldn't call it deer pee though. They'd call it stag's urethra juice. So for my rating of 0 to 100, I'm giving Liquid Death an 84. Good quality product. I guess I'm rating water in a can? Just giving it a rating? I mean, it's just water. It's clean water. It's good tasting. But it's just water. I'm still giving it an 84. I mean, it's just that marketing team, they're just so good. You know, they took water and they called it Liquid Death. That's genius. It's like calling a light bulb, you know? A darkness killer. Or a faucet, you know? A metal water propulsion unit. Calling your ex-wife Soul Destroyer. They wouldn't call it a lawnmower, they'd call it a grass decapitator. Instead of a shirt, this is a chest smotherer. They wouldn't call it toast, they'd call it cremated bread. Instead of calling it milk, they'd call it utter destruction. Well, they'd call Malort. Well, just Malort. That's scary enough. I wonder what they would call me. Ratfinger Sad Boy coming at you from Dalton's parents' house. I'm sleeping in their home theater room. Don't tell Dalton.